Kinakabahan.
Yan, oh. Bakit ka kinakabahan, mother? Ano ba?
I don't know. Every time I do this.
Natutunaw ang mascara.
True.
Charot. All right. So we're live now. Hello, everybody, and hello, world. We are graced by the presence of our ever-loving mother from Elite Intellect 9.0, as well as our newly inaugurated USRN, Sir Jeffrey. Jeffrey.
Yes. Sir
AKA
Jeff.
Deadpool.
Sir Jeff, I will be sharing the link. Mag-ano ko nga naman, please inspire the students for them to get there.
Yeah. I think that would be lovely. All right. So I'll leave the floor to you guys.
Yes, sa mga nag-prepare ng Ielts, hindi niyo naman kailangan maging magaling mag-English at mag-social na tunog, basta clear lang. To inspire, dati, nandito na kasi ako ngayon sa US. So, hindi pa rin ako parang makapaniwala kasi few days lang. Dati nag-aaral lang kami ng IELTS. And then now, andito na. And then yung mga kabatch ko din, nauna na, itong iba on the way na. So, medyo matagal ang process. Pero at the end naman, worth it to wait. Kasi andyan na. So, kailangan lang maging healthy and alive. So, ayun. So, good luck sa lahat. And then practice lang. Huwag ma-conscious kahit ano. Pagdating din naman dito, hindi ka rin masyado makakaintindi ng English nila eh. Parang pag nasa may store ako, hindi ko rin maintindihan mag-English. Pero hindi naman nila hindi masyadong big deal. True. So, okay lang. Ayun. Excited ba kayo ngayon sa ngayong live natin? Kasi may paandar ata si Mami D. So everyone, good luck. And then, wait, babatiin ko lang muna sila, yung mga members. Yes, sa ating Zoom participants, ilan ba tayo? Okay, 105. And then sa Facebook, I think 2K. Hello, good evening, and good morning. Yes, ayun. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you, Sir Jeff. We're still very, very happy. Still at high, di ba? Kasi you were already able to go there in the United States of America. My gosh, sabi ko nga, if we look back at it now, it seems like it was yesterday that they're preparing. So guys, keep on keeping on with your preparation on the IELTS examination. Okay, I know that at times it's going to get difficult. And sorry guys. Okay, I know that at times it's going to get difficult, or at times you're going to get tired with your preparation. But know one thing is that one day it will be worth it. All worth it. Okay, balang araw you will get to the US and then you will remember your preparation, and it's such a fun thing. Okay, like sila Sir Jeff, sila Ma'am Gladys, yan, their batches, yan, sila Doreen, sila Ate Roda, all of them, sila Junar, yan, diba? They are the OGs eh. They are the OGs.
And yes, to add lang, while practicing, make friends because magkakaroon kayo ng kaibigan sa IELTS journey ninyo. And then, kunyari nasa US na kayo, meron na kayong pupuntahan sa ibang state. So, which is mas maganda, meron na kayong, pag namasyal kayo, meron na kayong tutuluyan. Ayun lang. Tag your friends sa mga nanonood sa Facebook.
Yes, thank you, Sir Jeff. Yes, guys, no? Actually, that's actually one of the best things here at IFNG is that you did not just find a place to learn and a place to practice. You will also discover new friends that you can actually be friends with forever. Diba? When you get to the US, diba? Ang saya. Diba? Ang sayang mag-look back sa adventures on the IELTS, diba? Ng isa't isa. Okay, guys. So, guys, if you're watching this on Facebook tonight, I will be teaching you about detailing. Okay? Before we go to our mock speaking, okay? So if you guys did not know, the mock speaking today is quite different, okay? Instead of your Sir Joseph playing the examiner, we're going to turn the tables around, okay? In this case, Sir Manuel will be the examiner and I will be the test taker, okay? So good luck, di ba? Good luck sa akin dyan sa na yan. Okay, so guys, please, if you're watching this on Facebook, tag your friends, okay? Or invite your friends to watch our live for tonight because you're going to be learning a lot when it comes to detailing, as well as, of course, you may observe the way that we attack the answers or the questions of the IELTS speaking. Okay, so who's ready? If we are ready, please type I am ready. Okay, let me just prepare my PowerPoint. Where's my PowerPoint? Okay, there we go. All right, so at Zoom, we have a lot of people already. JC, Grizzle, okay, Margaret, okay, Liza, okay, Beth from IFNG. All right, there we go. Okay, on Facebook. All right, guys, Mila Bubo is watching on Facebook. Okay, so let me just share my screen. Okay, so welcome to another fun and informative discussion here at IFNG. This is Mama D's grilling time and detailing technique. Sorry guys, but I cannot think of what do you call this, a better term for this one. Kasi people are used to seeing me asking the students questions on the IELTS. So this time, what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be turning the table around with which I will be the test taker. Okay, I will try to handle or I will try to answer the questions as what do you call it, the best way that I can. Okay, so I hope you guys can actually get some academic words from it or some techniques or some answers if you might encounter them on the examination. Okay, so before that, we're going to discuss detailing first. Okay, it's just a quick discussion, guys. Wala pang 30 minutes yung detailing natin. And then after that, pag ready na, kami ni Sir Manuel, we are now going to go to the mock test with which I am the student. Okay, so tag your friends in our live discussion for tonight because this will be a fun-filled discussion. Okay, so mga anak, don't judge me naman. Di naman perfect ang ina nyo. Charing! Okay, so for those of you who has joined us for the first time, I am pleased to meet you. My name is Clint Joseph Tyler, the founder and master lecturer of Elite Intellect IELTS OET and Clexon NMC CBT Specialist PH. I am an IELTS expert for the past 12 years now, also known as your Mama Dragon, Mother Dragon, Mama D, Mother D, Mommy D, diba? Mami Dunisha kung bet mo, diba? Half Filipino, half science. Kung ayaw mo, half Filipino, half fantasy. Fantasy ng bayan. Fantasy ng bayan ng Karanglan o kaya ng Gimba. Bakit? Don't Okay, so guys, for those of you who are watching us on Facebook, please don't forget our official hashtag for tonight. That is hashtag Mama D Cares. Alagang ina, kwentong ina, turong ina, matuto ka, ina ka. Oh, ayan, Sir Manuel, happy? That's the favorite part of your Sir Manuel, believe me. The tagline for hashtag Mama D Cares. Okay. Ano daw sabi ni Clarice, the Catriona D. I bet ko yata yun. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Okay, kompleto na naman ang linggo ko. Half grilled fish after. I hope I'm fish, my love. Okay, so guys, we're going to be discussing compartmentalizing first, which is an important technique. Okay, this is a trade secret, basically. This is what I teach my students when they find it quite difficult to expand their answers on the IELTS. Okay, believe me, there are points right there on your speaking examination with which you will find it quite onerous for you to give direct responses. Diba? Meron mga parts dyan na kapag ka natanong ka, ang hirap-hirap sumagot. Diba? It's actually quite difficult to give a response. So I teach my students for them to compartmentalize on these situations. All right. So let's now go and use our elite notes again. All right. Oh, but before that, guys, okay, how can I forget? There is forever. Okay. For his unfailing love for us is powerful. The Lord's faithfulness endures forever. Praise the Lord. This is from the book of Psalms, chapter 117, verse 2. If you are a person who feel unloved or unworthy, you have to remember there is one love which never fails, okay? And that is the love of the Lord. Whoever you are, whatever your past is, know that the Lord loves you so much, okay? So let's begin with our discussion using our elite notes for detailing techniques, okay? So for those of you who are new here, okay, or for those of you who just attended our live discussion here at IFNG, later on, guys, I will be sending, what do you call this handout, okay, to the admins, okay? And if you would want to be included to the group chat of IFNG, just send a message to the admins of IELTS Filipino Nurses Group so that they could add you to their group chat, okay? Because they will be forwarding the elite notes that we'll be using there tonight, okay? Mamaya mga anak after, wag niyo naman bulabugin muna yung mga admin ngayon. Mamaya na pagkatapos, okay? Alrighty, so let's talk about compartmentalizing, okay? Sir, is compartmentalizing the same as compartment syndrome? Hindi anak, magkaiba yon, okay? Ang compartment syndrome, masakit yon. Yung compartmentalizing technique ito, okay? All right, so what is compartmentalizing by definition, okay? What I always tell my students is that when you find it quite difficult, okay, to expand your answers, you would need to compartmentalize, okay? This is a technique with which, okay, it will help you detail on difficult questions. And apart from that, if you run out of ideas, okay, you may compartmentalize, okay? This is the worst thing that could happen on your exam is that you ran out of ideas. You're in the middle of your speaking examination and then in just a click, uh-oh, I can no longer continue my answers anymore because I ran out of ideas, okay? So in that, on emergency situations like that, you may use the compartmentalizing techniques that you're going to be learning today, okay? So do not compartmentalize on all the questions, okay? You're only going to be using this if A, the question is way too difficult, or B, the question is way too general, or it's too vague, okay, of an idea. Sobrang laki ng idea that you would need to divide your ideas into micro pieces. This is a way for you to arrange your details too, okay? And it's recommended to arrange your answers using the formula, okay? Did you remember the formula that I taught you on how to answer on the Ielts speaking, guys? Okay? For the past weeks, I have taught you to answer using your direct answer, your explanation, your example, and then your closing statement, right? Again, that's your direct answer, your explanation, your example, and your closing statement. Compartmentalizing is used on emergency situations only, okay? Now, who here wants to learn how to answer questions with which if you find it difficult, alam mo kung anong gagawin? Who wants that? Okay, come on. I want to see hands right now. Right now, okay? I want to see I do. Walang may gusto na pag hindi mo alam kung ano yung isasagot, alam mo kung anong gagawin. Okay, there we go. All right, so Anna Fe, JC, Maria Teresa, Beth, there we go. Okay, Fevis, okay. Belle, Emily, May, Che, okay, Katrina Q. Is this Kat Q? Kat, hi! Yan, Louise, Red, Ethel, Ja, and Anne. Okay, there we go. And on Facebook, okay, we have Mila, okay, Evrin, Nicole, Juji, okay, Rochelle, Wea, okay, Diane, Lay, Wang, Alvin, Kim, okay, Josephine, Beniza, Moses, okay, Eva, Lady Latifa, Maria Teresa Belmonte, and of course, Kat Molina. Okay, guys, so let's learn the first compartmentalizing technique. This is what I call cause and effects, okay? If you are asked a question that is quite difficult and you think that there is one particular cause for that and a possible effect, you may present that, okay? So what you can do when it comes to stating cause and effect is that you may state a probable cause of the topic and you may also state a possible effect of the topic, okay? This is usually applicable if the question is, what do you think about? Okay, if the question starts with what do you think about, okay, then of course, guys, this is pretty much effective. Okay, again, guys, for those of you who just came in, stick to the end of the program because after your compartmentalizing discussion, we're going to proceed to the mock speaking. Okay, I want you guys to observe. Okay, all right. Now let's take a look at this sample question, guys. Okay, halimbawa, hindi mo alam kung anong isasagot, di mo alam kung anong sasabihin. You can actually answer cause and effect, okay? Let's say, look at this one. What do you think about books becoming less popular nowadays, okay? So what's the cause of this one? The cause of books becoming less popular is that there is lack of interest due to technological distraction, right? Learners or people are no longer interested with reading published books because of the lack of interest that is brought about by technological distraction. Okay. The effect of this one is the accuracy of information could be at stake. Diba? Kapag we're not, if the people are not reading, what do you call this, published books, then of course the accuracy of the information could be at stake. Because for a book to be published, technically, guys, it takes like multifarious processes for them to proofread the contents of the books, diba, before publishing. So if people do not read books anymore, then of course the accuracy of information could be at stake in that matter. So the cause is the lack of interest and the effect is accuracy of information is at stake. So how am I going to be presenting that if I'm using the cause and effect compartmentalizing technique? Okay, again, the question is, what do you think about books becoming less popular nowadays? Cause. As far as I am concerned, this might be brought about by the lack of interest due to the burgeoning of technology, with which people nowadays would rather watch a video than to read books or than to read a book. Effect. Consequently, the accuracy of information might be compromised because false data is rampant online globally. Okay, so look at that. That is a very difficult question, guys. Believe me, if you will be asked that question on the examination, and believe me when I tell you that all the students that I know who are asked this question has had difficult times thinking of their responses. So if you're going to be looking at this one, instead of making it difficult for yourself, okay, why don't you just think of the cause of that and then its possible effect and use that to expand your answers, okay? So again, if the okay, hi mama, good evening. Balik, hello Kat. Okay, update. We have 172 Facebook viewers, guys, and of course we also have 95 viewers at Zoom. Okay, hi guys. All right. So guys, if you find it difficult, okay, to expand your answers like that, you may use cause and effect. Okay, state the cause of the topic and state a possible effect of the topic in itself. Okay, that is the first compartmentalizing technique that I would want you guys to learn today. Okay, all right, cause and effect. Now, what's next, guys? Okay. All right, another, okay, I have written down a practice question here for you guys to do later on after this discussion when you get the handout. Why are people no longer prioritizing amassing a bachelor's degree? Okay, so I want you to think of the cause of that and its possible effect, okay? All right, now, sir, what is another detailing technique, okay, for the IELTS speaking? Okay, now, if the question is difficult again, you may actually use problem and solution. Okay, sir, what am I going to do with problem and solution? So first things first, mga anak, is you're going to state what problem could the topic bring about. Okay, is this topic going to give like a problem or will bring about a problem? And then you're going to state one possible solution to that. Okay, just be careful, my children, when you are stating a solution, it's enough for you to just state just one. Okay, just one solution that would directly address the problem that you have stated. Okay, if you find it difficult to answer the question, you may also use problem and solution apart from cause and effect. Okay, so let's take a look at this sample right here. Hello, JJ. Okay, hello, Mama D. I just joined your class again. I missed your voice, ha. I already passed the exam last March 13. Hello, Hazel. Congratulations. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. What is your view about tourism reopening in many countries? Okay, if I'm going to be asking you a question, hello, Ross, my love. If I'm going to be asking you this question right now without looking at that, okay, what do you think would be the problem that might be brought about by reopening tourism? Come on, let's get those neurons working. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Diba? Go on, guys. What is a problem, okay, that could be caused by reopening tourism at this point of the pandemic? Okay? All right. So, to our viewers, we hope you're having fun time with our lecturer. If you think this video will be beneficial to someone, you know, tag them now. Hashtag Mama D cares. Diba? Ako ginagawa ko yun. LSS ko yun lagi. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Diba? Okay, come on, guys. Okay, we have 100 viewers at Zoom and 186 on Facebook. Woo! Okay, guys. Ano ang problema kapag binuksan natin ang turismo ngayong pandemya? Okay, what could be the problem? All right. Increase in pollution, possible transmission or increase of COVID cases. Frequent traveling will bring higher pollution, a sudden surge of COVID cases, sudden surge of COVID cases. Okay. So if you think that is your problem, then you can actually state that. And then now I want you to suggest a solution for this one. What is a solution for, let's say, the surge of COVID cases? Okay. Ano ang pwede nating solution dyan, mga anak? What is or what could be a solution for the surge of COVID cases? Okay, we could actually implement strict, we could actually do strict implementations when it comes to vaccination, quarantine, limit the number of tourists. It's actually really good. Instead of accepting like 70,000 tourists per day, maybe we can limit that to just, let's say, 30,000 or 20,000 tourists per day. Okay, and continuous implementation, social distancing, diba? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, the problem that I have stated here is influx of tourists could cause degradation to the environment. Okay, so it could degrade the environment, right? A solution to this one could be stringent ecological implementations to the visitors, okay, with which we're going to be very much strict, okay, with the way that they dispose their garbage or the way that they actually enjoy particular natural resources, diba yung mga yan, okay? So an influx of tourists could actually do that in the middle of the pandemic, diba? Wala pang ang pandemic noon, nangyari na yan, diba? Did you remember the Boracay incident before, with which Boracay was actually destroyed? Diba? Okay. So, what else? Massive vaccination program, proper wearing of mask, and proper hygiene and compliance with vaccination. That's good. Okay, so guys, let's take a look at this one, okay? My problem, or the problem that I will be stating here is influx of tourists could cause degradation to the environment and stringent ecological implementations of the visitors is my solution. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, what is your view about tourism reopening in many countries? Okay, in a way, an influx of tourists could cause degradation to the environment. When destinations have more holiday goers, garbage and natural resource extirpation might be expected. To curtail this, there should be stringent ecological implementations to ensure the visitor abide by the sagacity to nurture the environment. Okay, look at that, diba? The question is actually quite difficult, but you were able to deliver what you would want to say about the question by using problem and solution. Okay. All right. So we already have two: cause and effect, problem and solution. If you do not know how to answer the question, you can actually state the cause of the question and its possible effect, or you could actually state the problem of the question, its possible solution. Now, what's next? Okay. The next one, guys, is advantage and disadvantage. Okay. All right. So it's very much, it's a little bit obvious, right? If the question is difficult, what you could do is for you to tweak it a little bit and state an advantage and disadvantage, okay, of the general topic. Okay? Pwede kang mag-state ng advantage at saka disadvantage ng general topic dun sa question. Okay? So, let's take a look at this one. Okay? What do you think about parents letting their children live independently when they turn 18? Okay? So, what is the advantage that I have stated here? The advantage is this could extirpate the idea of indolence, right? Pwedeng mawala yung idea ng katamaran, dependency, at kung ano-ano pa, right? When children live on their own, okay, or when young adults, or not young adult, yeah, when the young live on their own, okay, it could extirpate the idea of indolence, which is katamaran, laziness, right, or dependency. Okay, the disadvantage is there is a lack of tutelage with their decisions. When children are already 18, okay, and then they moved out of the nest, okay. The problem could be there's lack of guidance. Diba? The parents are no longer there to guide, no longer there to guide them on what is right and what is wrong. The parents are no longer there to tell them what they should be doing or opting for. Diba? So that could be a disadvantage to this idea, which is the children living on their own when they turn 18. Okay? So when you use advantage, disadvantage, and you have answered, okay, look at this one. There are two sides to the idea, or you can say there are polarized sides to the idea. An expedient side could be it is a way to extirpate the idea of indolence due to the young acting upon all the things they would need daily. An inimical concept might be the lack of tutelage with their decisions because they are in charge of with their own rights and wrongs. Diba? Look at that. So I have stated the advantage and the disadvantage of the topic itself. Okay? Now, okay, mga anak, I'll give you a quick practice. Okay? Look at this one. Please tell me, okay, what can you say about students no longer expected to research in a library? Okay, what is the advantage of students not researching in a library, and what is the disadvantage of students not researching in a library? Okay, I wanted to give me one advantage and one disadvantage of this idea right here. Okay, what can you say about students no longer expected to research in a library? What's the advantage of that? And what is the disadvantage of that? Come on, type in your answers right there, my children. Okay, let's read that. Okay, give me a minute. Let me just get my charger real quick, guys. Okay, while you're typing your answers. Okay, Mama is back. Come on. What is the advantage and disadvantage of this when students are no longer expected to research in a library? Okay. All right. So I have two messages here. Okay. Advantage is, yeah, they have more focus. Okay. Advantage is students are quick. Okay. Students quickly access information from Google or the internet. Okay. Advantage. Okay. Next one. Advantage is students resource materials are available and accessible online. Beth, good. Okay, from Sha. Okay, students can save more time researching in just a click over the net. Okay, advantage from Yan Yan is they can easily access to the mobile devices with their mobile devices that is more economical and saving time and effort. Okay, that's good. From Mary Chris, advantage is they explore other materials outside. The disadvantage is less appreciation of the function of the library. That's actually accurate too. Okay. Advantage from John is it's convenient, and from Miranda, they could access it anywhere. Okay. From Mila on Facebook, okay, reliable source of information. Okay, that's good, right? Okay, guys. So yeah, these are the advantages and disadvantages that you may actually what do you call this state on your examinations. Okay. All right. So yes, when students are what do you call this? When students are no longer expected to research in a library, basically they have the comfort of what do you call this? They have the comfort of convenience. Okay, they have the gift of convenience when it comes to their work because everything is now accessible through the web or through the internet, which is less effort and more economical because they don't have to spend any more, right? Whereas the disadvantage of that one could be not all internet what do you call this? Not all internet resources could be accurate. Diba? Libraries contain accurate information, the published books, diba? So these are more reliable sources. Okay, disadvantage, less focus of it is research, computer technology, and possible taking false and fake information from the newsfeed online. That's good, Grizzle. Okay, from John. Okay, the source is not reliable due to the rampancy of yellow journalism nowadays. Yeah, diba? Yellow journalism with which it's just stating lurid features, right? Lurid features just to lure in what they call this, the readers or the viewers, okay? All right. Disadvantage, not being informed as they should be easily led or manipulated by other opinions. Okay, that's actually good. All right, now you're thinking like an Ielts passer, right? You guys are now thinking like an Ielts passer on the exam. If you find the question difficult, you may actually compartmentalize using advantage and disadvantage too, okay? So 3 down, right? You have cause and effect, problem and solution, advantage, disadvantage, and the next one is, okay, this is my favorite. This is my personal favorite because this one could be used when, what do you call this? When you guys, find the questions way too difficult. Okay, this is the past, present, and future. Okay, let me just do a sound check, guys. I think my monitor is way too late. Okay, hold on. Yeah, my monitor is way too late. Okay, all right. So if you are asked a question and you find it difficult for you to detail on that question, what you could do too is for you could talk about the past, present, and future of the topic. Okay? Magsabi ka ng observation mo in the past or the things that you know in the past, something that you have observed in the present or something that you have experienced in the present, and then something that you expect in the future or something that you foresee in the future. You could actually do that too on the exam. Okay? All right. So you have past, present, and future. This is our next compartmentalizing technique. Okay? So Sir Joseph, what should I be doing? Okay, with past, present, and future. Okay, so first things first, guys, you can talk about the past state of the topic, and then after that, you could talk about the present, and then you give them a little bit of a peek, okay, of the future, with the future of the topic in itself. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. Okay, talk about the food preferences of the people in your country. Oh, okay. We're talking about the food preferences of the people in our country. Usually, guys, when this is the question, it's actually difficult to think, right? It's quite onerous to think, right? Because food preferences of the people, I mean, hello, I love eating, what do you call this? I love eating fast food. Diba? So it's quite difficult. Okay. Let me just state the food preferences of the people in the past, okay? And then in the present and then the future. Okay, good. All right. So in the past, people eat organic, right? And then at present, they are inspired by global influences. Okay, in the future, there might be convenient food choices via delivery services. Diba? Okay, that could be something. All right, that could happen. That might happen when it comes to the food preferences of the people. So the past is people before love to eat organic food. Okay, and then at present, they are inspired by global influences. Okay, and then in the future, they might opt for convenient food choices via delivery services or more delivery services. All right, so we can talk about that. Look at this one. Okay, Filipinos in the past prefer organic food choices which are grown or raised in their backyards. Nowadays, food is practically inspired by global influences like the Americanized fast food chains or Korean barbecue. For years to come, there might be a surge with the convenient food choices via delivery services due to technological progress. Diba? Hindi halata, anak, na nahirapan ka sa tanong because basically, you are detailing. The thing that you would have to remember on the speaking examination of the Ielts, guys, is that you would need to detail. Speak whatever happens, okay? If you fumble through the idea or if you stumble a little bit, it's totally fine. Correct yourself. Keep on pushing forward. Detail. Or you may actually compartmentalize. Compartmentalizing techniques are, okay, by far the most effective ways for you to answer the questions, okay, if you find them difficult, okay? So, all right, guys, don't go away because what will follow this discussion is the mock speaking, okay, with which I will be the student, Sir Manuel will be the test taker. So if you would want to observe, okay, on how I will be attacking certain IELTS questions that Sir Manuel will be asking, please feel free to stay after what do you call this one right here, okay? All right, so the best way to detail on the test is, okay, to either arrange your answer via direct answer, explain example, and your closing statement. Still, I would recommend for you to do that, okay? Especially if the answers are a little bit simple, okay? Or it's easy for you to think of answers for the questions, then arrange them all the time with your direct answer, explain example, and closing. Usually, mga anak, dito lang kayo sa example aabot, di na tayo aabot sa closing because the examiner will interrupt you. Okay? But if you find the ideas quite difficult, okay, you may actually answer using your cause and effect, okay, problem and solution, advantage, disadvantage, past, present, and future. That, my dear students, is compartmentalizing with which you may utilize this on your speaking exam if you think the questions are difficult. Okay? All right, so before we go on to the question and answer portion, please, if you have questions here before we go to the mock speaking, with which Mama is the candidate, type in your questions right there. Okay, let me just, again, guys, reintroduce to you. Okay, before you move on to the question and answer portion or the mock speaking, guys, let me just introduce Elite Ops again. Okay, so guys, it's back. Elite Ops is back. Okay, a review program designed to transform the beginners to advanced advanced IELTS test takers. Okay. So, sir, what is Elite Ops? Okay. If you would want the Elite Ops program, guys, basically it is a program like no other. This IELTS review program is designed for those who are beginners or weak with their English skills. And the goal is to make them advanced test takers. Okay. Unlimited one-on-one coaching in speaking and writing, unlimited live and recorded discussions, flexible schedule, 1 p.m. and 11 p.m. PHT, unlimited one-on-one coaching with grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary, focused assessment from the mentors for overall development. Okay? Ako, nagme-mentor ako dito sa Elite Ops. Mga anak, I do coach the students here. For IFNG members, okay? Viewers right now, we are giving away 2,500 pesos discount. So instead of paying 7,500, pay only 4,999 for the Elite Ops program if you would want to be a part of this batch of Elite Ops. Last week, we already filled the 20 students for the Elite Ops program. Now we're opening 10 slots more for the students who would be interested for the Elite Ops program. If you're a beginner and you would want to be an advanced student, then Elite Ops is for you. So sir, how can I inquire for Elite Ops? Just search Elite Intellect 9 on Facebook. Cabanatuan City is the main branch, okay? Or you may message us on our WhatsApp. Or you may also click the link there on our chat box here at our Zoom meeting. Okay, Sir Jello sent it there. Or at the comment section of our Facebook right there, Ma'am Genji and Sir Jello, sent the link of Elite Intellect 9. Just click that and send a message to Ma'am Tanya. Just type IFNG Ops, okay? IFNG Ops, IFNGOPZ, okay, so that our representatives will know that you are interested with the Elite Ops program of Elite Intellect 9. And again, as I have mentioned, if you are a beginner and you would want to be an advanced student, then don't wait for another opportunity. Elite Ops is for you, okay? I'll see you in class very, very soon, okay? So I will just drink water before we go to our, mock exam. Sir Manuel, are you ready?
I am. How are you?
You are? Okay. Sir
Yeah.
Manuel, let me just drink water, maybe approximately, let's say, 2 minutes. Okay, let me just drink water before we begin. Do you have any tips for the students? Or if Sir Jeff has tips for the students when it comes to their speaking preparation?
Well, for me, the only tip that I
Um,
could give them. Oh, sorry. Sir Jeff pala.
go, Manuel.
All right.
Go.
For me, the only tip that I can give them is think about it as a conversation. Don't think about it as an interview, because most people make a mistake of being too formal in the IELTS exam. And many of our members who actually tried to make it a conversation actually got a high band score. So yeah, just chillax. What about you, Sir Jeff?
Nakaka-pressure yung ano ni Manuel, no? So, yung sounds pa lang ni Manuel, alam mong pasado na kagad eh. Yung clarity and accent ni Manuel.
Baliw.
Impressive. Okay. Sa akin naman, gayahin niyo si Catriona Gray yung confidence. Yung kahit ano, yung parang i-enjoy niyo yung, parang, ang sa akin inisip ko nun, parang interview lang na celebrity ako. So, kahit anong itanong, sagot lang. Enjoy, ganun. Para hindi ka makabahan kasi damo na kinakabahan. Kahit wag mong isipin hindi ka magaling kasi lalo kang mental block. So, salita lang ng salita. By the way, before mag-start yung ano ninyo ni Sir Clean, ito para clear lang sa mga ano, is this scripted or ano, yung question, nabigay ba ito ng early or hindi? Para to make clear lang sa mga nanonood ngayon.
Oh, yes. It's not scripted. I actually just came online today. This is the first time I've seen Mother Dearest for since the last week, right? This is the first time we've seen each other since last week.
Yes.
So this is not scripted at all. And you would know that it is not scripted because I will be asking him questions that aren't even IELTS related at the middle or at the beginning, maybe. I don't know.
So, si Sir,
Ayan na naman tayo.
Mama D, sa tingin
Ayan
ko,
na naman.
hindi ka pwedeng mapahiya. Ang dami na natin. No, joke lang. Pressured.
Wait lang. Okay,
Pero
let
may
me just pray,
pressure.
okay? Real quick. Okay. All right, guys, I closed the comment section and I will also close my monitor on Facebook para hindi ako ma-distract with your comments, okay? If you have observations or if you have words that you might actually pick up, okay, with the things that I'm going to be saying, type them there, okay, at the comment section. Tas later on, pag-usapan natin kung ano ang meaning, okay? And if ever my answer would not be perfect, just enjoy the conversation. Mga anak, there's no such thing as perfect on the test, okay? Kasi on my observation as an IELTS expert, believe me, those students who are anally retented on the exam, sometimes they fail, okay? You would need to just, what do you call this? You would need to just enjoy the conversation, enjoy the questions, okay? And try to answer the best way as you can, all right? All right, ready guys? Ala, sino pa talaga tinanong ko kung ready guys?
Ready!
Wait, kukuha lang pala ako. Kuha lang ako ng papel at saka ng ballpen para sa part 2.
So, Mama D, katapusan mo na.
Oo nga. Ito na naman. Just, I remember the last time that we did this, Sir Jeff was my examiner. If you guys want to watch that, it's still uploaded on YouTube. Andun pa yon. To the year 2020 was the last time we did this.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, mga anak, one sheet of paper. Okay, nothing is written in front and in the back. Okay, and I also have my pen here. Alrighty. Okay, now if I get distracted with the comments, don't mind me. Okay. All right. So, Sir Manuel, my examiner.
Hi, my name
I
is
think
Manuel.
I'm ready.
I'll be your examiner for this portion of the IELTS exam. May I know your full name, please?
Hi, my name is Clint Joseph Tyler.
And what should I call you?
You may call me Joseph.
All right. Now, Joseph, do you like your name?
Well, at first, it was something that I was recalcitrant about because Joseph is quite generic per se, because my parents just gave it to me basing it on the Bible itself. But once I have learned the meaning of my name, then it has become something that is momentous to me in a way that the meaning of Joseph is not just somebody who is hardworking, but somebody who is compassionate, so to speak.
All right. What about your opinion on people changing your names? Do you have anything to say about that?
Well, freedom per se is something that they would actually ask for this one. Basically, I am polarized on this one. Some people would change their name for the better, especially if they are hiding from something, or especially if that's for their security or protection. However, if people are just changing it just to change their identity, to do something that is quite atrocious, then I am completely against that.
Wonderful. Now, let's move on to another topic. We're going to talk about organizational skills. Do you consider yourself as an organized person?
Well, I see myself grasping at straws with that idea, believe me, because organizing is it's not my forte. Okay, it is quite harrowing to me to organize things. But then again, as I grew older and as I became a professional, that's the time that I have mastered the concept of organizing and its wonders. Okay, when it comes to putting your ideas on a flow, there was this study before that 70% of those people who organize their ideas in the morning are likely to become successful or will give a transcendent flow to their day for every day of their lives.
All right, wonderful. Now, do you plan your routine on a daily basis, or you just go at it spontaneously?
Pretty much it depends on my mood, really, because there are days with which I woke up that I feel that I would need to plan everything. It's like a repertoire. Okay, it's like a repertoire that I would need to do and perform, or the tasks that I would need to do, especially if I am occupied on that particular day. Although most of the time I do see myself going with the flow as it is. Some people think it's a repudiation, but for me, it's not, because these are the small things or the journey that we do when we are going through particular things without planning. This is where the magic happens. This is the vantage point of going through particular things with which you don't even have to plan. Might as well.
All right, let's move on to another topic. Your next topic would come from the environment. Do you think you're doing enough to protect the environment?
Well, I am guilty about this one. I do see myself, it's quite ineffable to me because I don't think, okay, that I am the type of person who tends to protect the environment as much. Basically, I only see it as idea, but I do not do certain actions that could actually fix the environment or help the environment as well. Well, if I would be recommending something for the people, is that for them not to just plan, they would need to act on their ideas for us to have that proliferation of the environment for the better in the future.
Okay. Now, is there any education provided in your country to protect the environment or anything related to environmental protection?
Unfortunately, there is none. In our curriculum, since we were younger, environment was not highlighted as much. People would need to enroll to special courses like environmental degradation and conservation courses in special universities for them to learn this. And coming to think of the idea in itself, I think it would be very much congenial if the teachers are going to be adding it up to their curriculum so that the people would be aware, because the awareness of the people is the number one problem with this one. They do not care about the environment because they are not quite what do you call this, they're pretty much ignorant to the fact that the environment is really degrading and we will live a future with which we don't even see trees anymore. Well, that's the most dreadful thing, is that trees might be artificial like the mobile devices that we utilize today.
Okay, wonderful. That is the end of your part one. Now we're going to move on with part two. Now, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to send you a copy of your cue card in the chat box. When you see it, please tell me so I can start your timer. Okay.
Okay, hold on, let me
All
just
right.
open it. Okay, all
All right.
righty, hold
So you
on.
see the picture? Do you see the cue card in the chat box?
Let me just make my chat box bigger. How do you make this bigger?
Um,
Do I need to full screen this? Oh, yes, there it is.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna read out the cue card for you first before we begin. The cue card says, "Describe a time when you encourage someone to do something that he or she didn't want to do. You should say the following: who he or she is, what you encourage him or her to do, how he or she reacted, and explain why you encouraged him or her. You have 1 minute to prepare. I'm going to start the timer. And for added pressure, I'm going to share your timer on the screen. All right, that's the end of your 1 minute. Now you have 2 minutes. You can say your monologue now.
Encouraging a person could be something that is a benevolent aspect of being a human. Well, I have experienced this when I had a student, being that I am an IELTS professional myself, and basically that's what I do. Is that I encourage my students for them to go to the particular standpoints that they want to be in their life, basically to rekindle their sagacity. Well, that student of mine, I remember it vividly in my mind, was Lori. Lori was one of my students who is quite motivational, as well as, of course, it was inspiring the way that I abated her preparation on the IELTS examination. So it was last year, oh well, 2 years ago to be exact. Okay, it was 2 years ago when that took place. Lori was already on the brink of giving up with her IELTS preparation because she has taken the examination 7 times before meeting me as a lecturer myself. So at that time, I told her that if she's going to be giving up on her dream now, then she would rather just don't do anything and let accept the life that she has, okay, for herself and for her family. So at first she did not take this, okay, she did not take this. She was quite adamant at first because she feels like I was attacking her. She feels like it was a detriment when I told her that. But then again, at that time, she started to feel jubilant about it, and she was motivated. And the things that she was already able to encounter is quite notable in that particular sense, because she was able to prepare significantly for her IELTS, and she got a 9.0 on her speaking, listening, reading, writing examination. And I told her that it was actually important because she would need it for her family. Her family would need a significant amount of remuneration or subsidy from her, and she was the breadwinner. So I felt for her, because I myself is providing for my family, and if she's going to be stopping now, then nobody's going to be doing it for her. So it was my pleasure at that
All
time,
right.
and that my
Thank you, Joseph. That's the end of your speaking part two. Now
thank you so much.
we're going to move on with part three, which are just a couple of questions related to that cue card. What should parents do to encourage their children?
Well, encouraging the children would take a lot of effort, really, because parents do think that children would require a lot of different types of encouraging. But I would say tutelage would be enough, a significant amount of tutelage for them to be motivated. Okay, as well as, of course, guidance for them to go towards the things that they're expected to do, rather than the atrocious things that are waiting to happen if they were not guided by their parents.
All right. What kind of encouragement should parents give to? Oh, sorry, it was a repeat question. I'm terribly sorry. Let's go to: should parents reward children when they help out for chores?
It depends on the chore, really, because that idea could be seen as the children might take advantage of it. But if the chore is something that is quite, let's say, difficult to do, like let's say doing the laundry or doing the dishes or putting out the trash, well, which when I was younger, I did not like that particular chore, those particular chores at all. So they could actually reward them for those big chores. But then again, making their bed, or what do you call this, fixing the toys that they have played with, could be things that they should not be rewarded for, because this is our routine tasks that they should be able to finish towards amassing an abasis with their development.
All right. Now, what's the difference between manipulation and persuasion?
Manipulation is getting the people to do things exactly what the person would want them to do. Well, basically, there's no free will on this one. It is something that is, people cannot be recalcitrant about it. Basically, when a person would want them to do something, they could not defy that particular target in as much. Whereas when people are persuading, it is a way for them to encourage them, or for them to abet them into things that could actually be better for them. Well, if you're going to be looking at the equation, both things are swinging the idea of a person, but the other one is going towards the atrocious side, and the other one is going towards the betterment.
All right. Last question for part three. If you were to be given the chance to talk to a world leader right now, what is the one thing that you would persuade him or her, and why?
Well, basically, this is very much timely at the moment. It's the war. Well, nobody wins a war. Basically, not a person wins a war. Not the smallest people wins a war. Some people think that if people go to wars, is that their nation is going to be proving something, that their country is particularly stronger than the others. But for me, there's no prudence in this one. People are going to die, and people are going to suffer. The world's economy will be affected, and a lot of people would actually lose in the end. This is a repudiation. And I do see compassion on this one, because wars do not prove the strength of a person or the strength of a nation. Rather, it just proves that when people go into war, everyone who are involved in it will be defeated at the end of the day.
All right. Thank you so much. That's the end of your speaking mock exam. Thank you so much, Miss Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh. The last question. The last question. Guys, any observation? I know I have repeated a lot of words. And I hope you were able to get some of the words that I was able to utilize on the exam. But when I answer on the exam, I think of it as I just give my direct idea to the examiner. Okay? You don't have to fit a particular mold, okay, for you to answer the questions of the exam. Okay? Tandaan nyo yan. When you are on the IELTS speaking, you don't have to fit a particular mold, okay? You don't have to You don't have to force yourself to be the person that you are not, okay? I always tell this to my students, like sila Sir Jeff, di ba? Sila Sir Jeff, before sinasabi ko sa kanila, hindi kailangan na magaling kayong mag-pronounce. The only thing that you need to learn, okay, is for you to get your point across, and you try to supplement it as much as you can. And guys, on the parts of the exam, have you noticed the times in which I was nervous but I smiled? Napansin nyo? Merong mga times doon sa
Ngiti,
mock
no?
speaking. Yes. I smile. I smile when I'm nervous, guys. That is always effective. Diba? When you are nervous kasi when you're smiling, you're getting your articulators ready. That's the first one. And then you're getting your thoughts ready. Okay? When you are asked a question, I call this my quick backfire. Okay? With which when the examiner asks you a question, you may play around with the question first. Okay, like what I did on the second part, diba? I played around with the question of the second part. First, I made the background statement about encouraging people, which could mark the capacity of being a person. Okay, and then after that, I talked about the story, which is a personal story of mine. Lori, my student who took the examination 7 times before, and then when she met us, she took the exam 8 times, she failed. 9 times, she got a 9.0 on OBS, on the Ielts speaking. So yeah, you can relate the questions to your personal opinion, diba? Especially the last one, nobody wins a war, basically. Diba? Yun ang idea ko sa war is that, yeah, a country might actually prove that they're stronger, but nobody wins a war. At the end of the day, the people are going to lose, people are going to die, the economy will be affected, so to speak. Diba? So I hope you were able to, what do you call this? Trinidad Tobacco. Ayan na, pwede na ako magbasa ng comment, nakakaloka kayo. Okay. Grabe naman sa Banten. Mga anak, wala namang ganun. Okay, grabe. Miss TNT tawag ng tala. Okay. How to be you po. Ano lang yan, anak? Konting ano lang, konting practice, okay? Yung mga words nga na iba, hindi ko alam ang meaning. So deep, okay? Pahingi ng utak, pahiram ng brain cells. Mami, ang bilis mo magsalita. Pero ano, nakaya pa rin na marami pa rin nasabi. Oh, thank you so much, Jonard. Nabilisan ko, no? Medyo nabilisan ko mga anak magsalita. Okay, di ko kaya ang vocab at lexical resource. I just love listening to you, Mama Di, especially your vocabs and how you pronounce it. Sana all. Pabluto ng brain cells. So to speak, guys, have you noticed I love using so to speak? Okay? What is the best time? What is the best time for you to use so to speak? If you have stated a unique idea, okay, or an idea that is quite strong, at the end of the sentence, use the word so to speak for you to highlight that strong idea that you have used or that you have given, okay, to your examiners. That could actually be useful, okay? If I remember it correctly, guys, try kong i-remember the words that I have used. Recalcitrant. Okay, recalcitrant is somebody who is quite, to say the least, pwede rin yan, di ba? Might as well, di ba? Recalcitrant is somebody who is defiant of authority. When Sir Manuel asked me about my name, I said, at first I was recalcitrant about it. Basically, I did not accept my name because I thought it was just based on the Bible itself. Okay, but then I learned the meaning of my name. Polarized, I think I have used polarized, grasping at straws. Incessant is what do you call this, you need to do it, okay, you need to do it what do you call this, compassionately, okay. Harrowing is extremely painful or extremely difficult situation, you can use harrowing too. Ineffable is indescribable, diba? Ineffable. When you say ineffable, guys, it is something that is quite indescribable. Okay, I think I have used the word repudiation too, which is something that is quite bad. Okay, a detriment, adversarial. I'm not sure if I have used burgeoning or proliferation. Di ko matandaan. Basically, when I am speaking, guys, I have sape. Okay, I have anabasis, guys. Anabasis. The spelling is anabasis. 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 Okay, and anabasis means transformation. Okay, to change it towards something that is better. It's an anabasis. Adamant. Okay, adamant is you're quite adamant about it. Parang nagdadalawang isip ka. Okay, that's the meaning of adamant. Atrocious is something that is quite negative or bad. Okay, expediency, it's an advantage. Okay, or a prudence. Prudence is an advantage too. Okay. Excellent in speaking. Salute. Uy, thank you naman, guys. Ano to? Dragon nga, mother, bumubuga ng vocabs. Gusto ko yung in as much, yes. Alam nyo guys, napansin, repertoire. Repertoire is, what do you call this, a flow of events or the things that you would want to do. It's actually a list of the things that you would want to do or accomplish for that day. Diba? That is the meaning of repertoire. Okay. Na-freeze ang neurons ko, sabi ni Emily. Okay, I love how you directly answered the questions. Plus, the emphasis made on certain vocabs is superb. Plus, the confidence is another level. How you talk too fast but all in ngang. Mga anak, forgive me if if I spoke too fast because napansin nyo, there are, oh, by the way, I have been discussing this for the past weeks, right? I told you there are times with which you're going to say short answers because you're not much interested of the question. And there are times with which you're going to be giving long answers because you can relate to the questions. Okay, so you can do that too. On the exam, it should be a combination of long answers and short answers. Mga anak, no? Okay, from Kat, literally no awkward. Talaga ba? Parang meron. Parang may napansin ako sa part 2. Partida pa yan, kinakabahan pa. Ewan ko, ilang beses ko lang ginawa to, pero hanggang ngayon kinakabahan pa rin talaga ako. Lalo na yung kay Sir Jeff noon, yung first time, believe me. Okay guys, so the moral of the exercise for this afternoon is, okay, you've just used remarkable fillers, Mama D. Yeah. Oo, meron ako mga fillers eh. Meron ako mga fillers na ginamit. Okay, but I hope they are not intrusive fillers, guys. Okay? Alrighty. So yeah, the moral of the exercise this afternoon is that I want you to realize one thing. Okay, I want you to realize one thing. No matter how difficult the examination might be, okay, or no matter how difficult you think the examination might be, it's completely doable. Okay, it's completely doable. Okay, you can do it as long as you're going to practice, my children. Okay, paano po i-practice yung pageant ng sagot? Pag-end ng sagot, ayun. Pag nagmamak po kasi, ang napapansin sa akin is parang bitin or may sasabihin pa ako, pero wala na. Okay, JC, what you can do when you're ending the answer is you make your tone lower. Okay? Blah, 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 blah. And those are the things that I think people would need to do, so to speak. People would need to do, so to speak. There you go. You can actually do that, guys. Okay? For you to, what do you call this? For you to make it, for you to make it to signify that you are about to end your statement right there. Siguro carry ko lang yung speaking pero sa writing 50-50. Sabi ni Jane Olive. Sabi ni Samuelito. Grabe naman to. Hindi naman anak. Okay guys? All right. I aim to do my speaking exam as conversational. Like, yes, mga anak, please make it conversational, okay? The worst thing that you could do on the exam is your robotic. No, yung robotic ka. Okay. There are multifarious things that I love and I enjoy, especially those things that catches my attention. When I do those things, in 200 meters, turn left. Diba? You're too robotic, okay? There are a lot of things that I enjoy. Basically, these things are, okay, make it more conversational. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Kinabahan ako. Guys, believe me, I was holding my Bible the entire time. If you're saying me, move something, okay, I was actually touching my Bible when I find the question difficult. So guys, thank you so much. Okay, it was a fun activity here. Okay, so guys, before we go to our most important topic for tonight, guys, again, if you would want, okay, to speak in an advanced manner, and if you would want to inquire for Elite Ops, then of course, you may send a message to our Facebook page right now, which is Elite Intellect 9. Elite Ops is a program which aims to make the students advance, okay? The beginners advance when it comes to their Ielts speaking, writing, listening, and reading preparation, okay? So, again, para ulitin ko lang, guys, before we go to our most important lesson, Elite Ops is a program like no other. The IELTS Review program is designed for those who are beginners or weak with their English skills. The goal is to make them advanced test takers. Unlimited one-on-one coaching and speaking and writing, unlimited live and recorded discussions, flexible schedule 1 p.m. and 11 p.m. PHT, unlimited one-on-one coaching with grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary, focused assessment from the mentors for overall development. And if you're watching this video at IFNG right now, you will automatically get you will automatically get 2,500 discount if you enroll at Elite Intellect's Elite Ops promo, okay? So instead of paying 7,500, pay only 4,999 if you're an IFNG member. To inquire for Elite Ops, just send a message to our Facebook page. The link has already been sent there on the chat box of Zoom and also the comment section of our Facebook Live right now by Kyle Jello Gael and Mom Genji Jimenez. I'll see you in class very, very soon. Okay, guys, I think we have a question here. Do we always have to use transitional verbs in speaking? Basically, transitional phrases, anak. Okay, you would need to transition. Do not just state a word, okay, a sentence, and then go to the next sentence without transitioning using in as much as, in a way, due to the fact that, however. Yeah, you would need to always do that, okay, because that shows the clear connection of your delivery right there. So guys, if you would want to learn how to deliver and attack the examination or the speaking examination properly, you may inquire on our Facebook page right there. Okay, let's go to the most important lesson tonight. Okay, all right. This is from Isaiah chapter 41, verse 13. He is there to help you. I am the Lord your God who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. If you find things difficult or quite onerous, guys, believe me, the Lord is always there to help you. Why? Why do I know that? Because he already promised it in his words. Okay. In Isaiah 41:13, he said, do not fear, I will help you. Okay, so let's just pray for those of you guys who attended this one quickly. Heavenly Father, we would like to thank you, Lord God, for another opportunity for us to glorify your name by sharing your word here at IFNG. And Lord, thank you for another opportunity to help the students prepare better on their Ielts examination. Lord, bless the admins of IFNG because they are doing wonders with the preparations of the students who are in need of help with their Ielts preparation. And Lord, bless the students and help them towards achieving their goals. Father, thank you for the students who you sent to the way of Elite Intellect 9. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, guys. Thank you guys so much for tonight. Sobrang saya, okay? All right. So, mga anak, yeah, somebody is asking here, sir, sa Elite Ops po, unlimited one-on-one speaking, coaching, and writing? Yes, anak. Pati reading and listening, one-on-one coaching din yan sa Elite Ops. Okay, guys? All right. So, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. If you want to become a part of the Elite Intellect family, just send a message to our Facebook page right now and type Elite Ops or IFNG Ops to get the exclusive discount. Okay? So, I'll see you guys next Friday. That's April 1st. Okay, that's April 1st. I think I'm already on the listening or reading discussion. I'm not sure. I will be checking my schedule, okay, that Mom Gladys has sent me. Okay, so guys, I'll see you next Friday, 9 p.m. PHT, live here again at IFNG. In behalf of the staff of Elite Intellect 9, this is your Mama Dragon sending my love to you from the Philippines. I'll see you guys next Friday here at IFNG, 9 p.m. PHT. I love you all. We are all blessed in Jesus' name. Bye-bye. Admins, back to you.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so as you can see, it's not scripted. Talagang kinabahan si Mami D. And
Ako talaga,
yung,
Sir Jeff.
credibility. Tinayaan niya yung buong Elite para sa inyo.
Yes.
So, okay. So, thanks everyone. If you're watching, so mamaya ako nagsisend yung lecture na handouts. And if you want to join our GC group chats, make it official an IFNG member, like our page, and send us direct message. So, good evening to all in the Philippines and in the Middle East. Okay, bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.